that goes down. Okay, I'm
Yesterday?
just curious. Do you fucking obsess and go on Twitter and read
First
everything?
of all, yesterday the quote was, "I fell from grace," and I want to say this: falling from grace comes with a great breakfast. First of all,
What's he? So silly.
comes with incredible phone calls from people you admire, and then a fucking blowjob that was just impeccable. What was the question?
Do you fucking check?
I obsess?
Do you check the Twitter timeline?
I did check the timeline because I got home from the set.
Sure, people were telling you,
people
right?
were like, "Are you going to take this? Are you going to?" And I was like, "What just happened?" And I'll tell you this. I got to the club. I was sitting on the stairs. I'm looking through my phone. I got some notes of some stuff that I want to do. I'm talking about my parents, talking about stuff that's like, ugh, this. And I worked on myself. I'm past that stuff. So now I'm retreading from a healthy place and trying to talk about perspective. That's fucking hard. Right. It's like, I got to be revealing. I got to bring it all back up because it happened and that's my fucking truth.
So you're essentially like step one.
But I'm in a good mood about it. I'm fucking feeling better than I've ever. I took a year. I did the work. Hard work. And so I'm like 3 sets in. I'm like, I'm ready to go up and just fucking, stretch. I'm batting practice right now. There's no stats being put up. I'm fucking in front of 40 people. I'm not getting paid.
Right.
It's fucking nothing.
It's what you're supposed to do.
I
That's
go
how
to
you
Bobby
create
Lee and go,
material.
Bobby, is it cool? I'm going to go next. Bobby, yeah.
Is that what he said? That many yas?
Yeah. I had a fucking silly hat on, some weird mustache, Bobby. And so to get up there to do that, come home, and when I saw that, what I immediately realized was it wasn't about the set because I was into the set. I would tell you if I took a hot one. If I did, I'd be like, dude, it was DEFCON fucking shit.
So you had
I was
like
in the zone.
good moments and bad moments, and it was a set.
You know when you're engaging with the crowd. When you hear this,
Right.
When people start saying like, "Come on," nothing for an hour. At 40, I was going to leave. People were still enjoying it. What I realized when I got off was this guy had a gripe that he had to go on after later, and it was more about I just got bumped. It's like, motherfucker, you're in L.A. This is where people showcase. It's a showcase club. It's my home club. You're gonna get bumped out here. New York, L.A., you're gonna get bumped.
Is he a New York guy?
I don't know who Joe. I didn't know his name before yesterday. I didn't know him. I never worked with him. I didn't know.
You ever saw Yogi Bear?
My kids love him. My kids actually do love him. He was in Yogi Bear 3D. We saw him. And he's I got to be honest with you. He is a really good actor. He really is a good actor. The thing he might have misstepped on.
Was he an actor first?
No, I think he was a comic first. But here's the dangerous thing: is he might have put a price on his head.
Well,
because he just said to everyone, "When I create, it's going to be genius."
Well, not only that, he's saying I'm the comedy police, and if you do things I don't like, I'm going to go up on stage and review you. And fuck that.
When he attacked,
comics
you can't do that.
Weird.
Man.
It's like
when he attacked topic or like you can't do that. You can talk about anything. You
Listen,
can't say
man,
this.
We're
this
all trying to do the same
idea's wrong.
shit. We're all trying to get laughs, and some of us have a bad path. And some of us say, you know what? One of the things that I learned at the Comedy Store is to be nice to shitty comics. Because when I was younger, man, you know how it is in Boston, dude. Boston was it was wolf packs, man. They ostracized shitty comics. They pushed them out. And if you were a shitty comic, you got no attention. You were ignored. Everybody treated you like shit. And I sort of learned at the Comedy Store, like there's a lot of shitty comics that are actually just nice people, and you can actually enjoy their company.
Yeah, they're not in your graduating class, but that's why I've always brought guys like that on the road
so who
and give
cares
guys
what
breaks.
the fucking guy's doing on stage, man? If you want to talk to him about it, and like, what are you trying to do there? Are you missing the mark? Like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I thought that would be funny, and it came out of my mouth, and I was like, what the fuck? We all do that. We've all done that. It's part of the process. You can't be faulted for having a fucking shitty entry into a topic or an entry that was great in your head but didn't come out when you said it, or you went the wrong way with it. You had to recover ground. I mean, it's the process.
Plenty of that, but not the what else set where you're just eating stage time for somebody else.
Right. It made it seem worse than it was,
fucking
too.
would leave.
Now, do you think if you had handled the playing devil's advocate, and I can do this, I know you, but do you think if you had handled the bumping them differently, that things would have transpired?
No, it's just bumping anyone anyway, and making a guy wait an hour before his set.
Is there no thought of like, let me wait 30 minutes and go at the end of the show?
Sometimes you can't wait though, man. I mean, it's like there's certain times where it's like I'll hang, and I've hung out.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's times when I was at the cellar where I'd fucking sit on that stairway
sort
and
of
wait
feel like
all night for
happened.
rocking
Yeah, I've
those
been
guys to
bumped.
go
I've been
through.
bumped. I totally know the ritual of getting bumped is someone shows up, you know they're going to bump you. But you just go, I'm going home to my kids.
But guys, this is what I knew. This is what I understood about New York and LA. I understood this when I got bumped 1,000 times when I got there, when no one gave a fuck if I even got up or if I left. This is what I learned. My name at that time, for that decade, going up on set brings nothing extra to this club. Chris Rock going up and the word of mouth being like, Rock's in town. He might jump up a few more times this week. That's revenue and that's business. And this is business.
Yeah.
And that's what he fucked with. He fucked with comedians and he fucked with business. And he didn't think with his head where he should have come to me. Dude, I'm not a fan of your comedy. You should be nice. I'll sit down with you. I'll hash it out. I'm from Boston. I know New York style. We'll bust my balls. You and I.
But there was like all this psychological evaluation of you and your hubris and what led to your fall.
What is hubris?
And like,
I wish I had.
He's ranting. What did you think of it, Ari?
He was clearly upset. I saw Bobby that night, and he was like, I get it. I get people bump other people, but I don't want them to tell me I have to stay. He was like, I should be able to leave. They're like, no.
Who said he had to stay?
People from Factory, I guess.
Really?
They're like, come on, no, people are here for you.
So they felt like
stay. I should be able to leave. I don't want to have to wait for an hour.
It's interesting you said that because I've been on stage 3 times. The second time was also at the Factory.
Yeah.
I went in, I talked to the manager who was telling, and I don't want to say the other comic's name, that I went to and said, hey, man, do you mind if I go on next? And he was like, but I'm going to leave. So I didn't go up. I didn't. This is the second night I was going to go up. I didn't. But the manager said to him, you're going to have to stay. So even at the Factory, it's like, and I told her, I was like, if you got somebody going up who's like of name recognition, they'll be happy with that. Let the other guy go. If he doesn't want to fucking go on, he's intimidated, he has another set, let him go. Yeah. Let him go.
And by the way, the impersonation sounded more like this. Hey guys, no. Duncan actually was going to come here tonight.
Oh, shit. Duncan's a good guy.
But Duncan had a set at the Comedy Store. He's like, dude, I wanted to go home. I just wanted to leave. Like, I was like, please let me go home. I was happy when Dane came, and then like
I left because I didn't want Duncan. I didn't want some political thing to happen where then finally Jamie or somebody goes to Duncan and goes like, you fucking shouldn't. It's like, dude, do your set. I'll figure it out.
That's the thing with the comics when it comes down to it. And you know this, everybody.
And I didn't need to do that, but I did it.
Yeah.
You just want to do time. And so anything that stops you from doing time.
And
like,
the clubs want you to do time. I mean, they do. The clubs want Chris Rock to show up and do time.
No, I mean, every comic just wants to get on stage and do time.
Of course, everybody does.
I'm a fan first. And go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe it's glamorous to me, Joe, and I don't know how you felt when it was like in the era of going on after fucking heavy hitters. Mm-hmm. When I could go up and get a little bit of laughter after some of the guys that we would, watch and learn from.
Sure.
That built me up. That built character.
Oh, yeah.
That built confidence.
Listen, man, at the Comedy Store, I was the guy who they threw the fucking bag of dicks spot. I always had to go on after Martin Lawrence. I had to go on after Richard Pryor. I had to go on after Dice. I had to go on after Mencia. I always had to go on after tough people doing long sets.
One of the only early sets I remember is following Mencia after he did like an hour. He got a standing ovation. Yeah. And as I walk on stage, he's like, have fun. And I ate shit for 5 minutes, managed to get them. And I was so proud of myself that when a woman talked, I just snapped.
Oh.
She was like, I want to buy you a drink. I was like, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. I was like, do you have any idea how hard this was for me? God damn it.
I still remember going up after Adam Sandler, who did an hour out of a notebook. He just shitty that didn't make it in the movie. And he would just tell, like, I cuddled with I don't do a thing impression. I cuddled with a pit bull. Nothing?
Dude, you should work on the impression.
Yeah, I'm bad at it.
We needed something there.
That could be anything.
Yeah.
that could have been anybody.
That could have been Byron.
It's like that was like the food equivalent of mush.
So do you think you guys will make up?
I don't even know this person to make up.
So this dude was just upset that you bumped him. I try not to bump people. I call in or I email and I try to figure it out.
But it happens.
Sometimes it's happened a couple times when I was at the Improv where they asked me to go on stage.
Yeah.
But I tried not to. But it is sort of a thing that we always dealt with. I mean, everybody always did it. The Damon Wayans of the world. We'd look forward to it, man. Right. As comics, we'd sit in the back of the room and watch.
Yeah.
You look
forward to seeing them. Yeah. But you're upset when you're like, now I won't be able to go on.
Sure. But you know what? That's a part of the program, man.
Right. And isn't there something to be said of like, you know what? Maybe I just need to fucking learn something tonight from somebody who actually has gone through this and, and has found success.
See what it's like even when a guy doesn't do stand-up for a fucking year and tries to get in gear again. I mean, I've seen guys take years off and then do sets, and it's really strange to watch. Like, I watched Tim Allen do a set.
I saw Martin come back after a long time off. It was weird. And then same material, way better 6 months later.
Yeah, he had to get in his groove again.
But I don't know. Bobby and I went down to San Diego once.
What's that?
Switching positions?
Is the show starting?
Oh.
I guess I'm going to get bumped by Dane.
There's a comedy show?
Nothing? Fucking trying to throw it.
Bobby and I went to San Diego once, and he was like, we're going to go up at the Comedy Store in La Jolla. And I was like, cool. Did you call them, tell them we're coming? He goes, we don't have to. I'm big enough where I can just go on. I'm like, I know, but we're going anyway, though. So just call. Just make the call.
Yeah.
And he earned it. Maybe and he earned it to be able to stop into a spot and be like,
he did earn it, but
I wouldn't go with them. I was like, make the phone call, and then they'll give us time.
Oh,
yeah. We know we're going.
I thought you were saying that like it was his home club.
It was his home club, and he had that honor. But it was like, just call. We're definitely going there. Just okay. So it'll take 20 seconds.
So the difference between let's say a half-hour call ahead, where somebody's going to be told you're getting bumped by somebody who's not here yet, they're coming, or would you rather the person come in and go, "Hey man, I'm gonna go up, but nice to meet you," or is it cool?
If I'm at a party, I would so rather the club call me, like, hey, just so you know, we're an hour and a half behind.
So, Dane, the real issue seems that people have a problem with you just going up whenever you want to go up. That seems to be the real issue.
It's anybody, really, but that's not the real issue.
Yeah.
Everyone likes their time.
I only have ever, New York at the Cellar, which I haven't been back there a lot because, I'm here. I live here. It's like the Factory. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's my home club. That's the one place where I stop in if it's like, shit, I just want to get up. And I don't want to do that thing where I go, put me on the show, and then I can't go. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm into a lot of stuff. I can't show, and then people are like, oh, he fucking doesn't show up.
And they sold like 350 tickets.
I hate that. It's like I'd rather stop in last minute.
Okay, that's the most logical thing I've heard about.
Because I've done the other, and people write you and they're like, "Dude, what? You're too big to fucking come to. I just bought a ticket. I drove from fucking Pasadena."
Oh yeah.
So your life is that erratic that you can't like plan a show?
It's not like that all the time, but
there
are times.
You know what I find it's a good thing artistically. There's the one good thing artistically about popping in. When people don't know you're there, they're not necessarily going to be your fans.
Yeah.
And you're going to get to see how people who do not expect any of your material respond to it.
You're not preaching to the choir.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Damon used to say, when Damon Wayans used to come by.
There's a guy who wrote a
I remember
blog
Damon
about
calling once when I was working at the store, and he was like, hey, I'm going to come in tonight. I was like, cool, I'll put you down. And I was like, how long are you doing? He goes, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. And I was like, just so you know, Mitzi will give you as much time as you want. So if you want to do an hour, I'll put you down for an hour, and we won't be far behind. And he goes, all right, yeah, put me down for an hour. And he did 55 minutes, and we were 5 minutes ahead of schedule.
He was one of my favorite comedians for a long time, man. Damon Wayans, the one special where he said he was never going to do stand-up again. He threw the microphones down and walked off the stage. Yeah, and of course that was ridiculous. He was going to do movies, but I mean, why would you stop doing what you're so awesome at? That doesn't even make any sense. He was a great comedian. He still is. I haven't seen him in forever.
I can't speak for them. I know for me that I went through a lot of rough stuff, and I didn't know how to like process some of it by myself. And I knew that the only way I was going to be able to do it was by putting as much effort into that as I had for 20 years straight at stand-up. And it would have been nice to take some actual vacations and get to know a girl for a fucking minute.
What do you mean, effort into what? Into healing?
Yeah, like a year of just, some self,
That sounds like what a chick would say. No offense.
Well, I grew up with 5 sisters, Joe.
What went through your head where you're like, it's time to get back on stage? Like, were you finally like, yes, it's time now to get back on stage?
Yeah, I was there for months, but then I was just starting to get trepidatious about even doing it because it's,
how much did you plan your set out before
your
you
third time on stage, some comic sells you out.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. What a fucking crabs in a bucket world we live in, huh?
It's funny.
Oh. And a dude you didn't even talk to, so he doesn't even have a beef with you. You don't even know him. It's the bumping.
He has a beef with him.
I understand your thing. You love the whole ability to just walk in and bump people, and in a sense, you think you earned it because you've been a tremendous success, and you have people that are very excited to see you when you do show up, especially at that club where they expect it. It's just to a lot of people that becomes a big ego issue, a worth issue, a value issue,
and it would make even more sense to me, and it would resonate if it was like, that's what I do everywhere. I travel into places to fucking
Some
throw
people
up.
do that.
That'd be
That's
fucked
the
up.
Mencia
I'm gonna go to the
route.
punchline.
Like a car with tinted glass.
Well, you know,
around the
Mencia used to
country.
do that when his boys would get headlining gigs. He would show up and do guest spots in front of him and do like an
Fucking
hour.
gross.
Driving an hour
Yeah.
to bump someone.
Yeah,
Gross.
yeah. Well, he would do that totally. He would show up in he would show up in other states, man, just to punish people.
Helicopter.
I'm not kidding, man.
No,
He'd
that's
fucking
it's
fly
totally
in.
true.
It's
yeah.
crazy.
There's a guy
It's
that
not-
wrote,
It's like, I got to be revealing. I got to bring it all back up because it happened, and that's my fucking truth.
So you're essentially in like step one.
But I'm in a good mood about
Right.
it. I'm fucking feeling better than I've ever. I took a year. I did the work. Hard work. And so I'm like 3 sets in. I'm like, I'm ready to go up and just fucking, stretch. I'm batting practice right now. There's no
Right.
stats being put up. I'm fucking in front of 40 people. I'm
Right.
not getting paid.
Right.
It's fucking nothing.
It's what you're supposed to do.
I
That's
go
how
to
you
Bobby
create
Lee and go,
material.
Bobby, you're engaging with the crowd.
Yeah.
When you hear this,
right.
when people start saying like, come
Right.
on,
Yeah.
nothing for an hour. At 40, I was going to leave. People were still enjoying it. What I realized when I got off was this guy had a gripe that he had to go on after later. And it was more about, I just got bumped. It's like, motherfucker, you're in L.A. This is where people showcase. It's a showcase club. It's my
that goes down. Okay, I'm
Yesterday?
just curious. Do you fucking obsess and go on Twitter and read
First of
everything?
all, yesterday the quote was, I fell from grace. And I want to say this. Falling from grace comes with a great breakfast, first of all.
What's he eat? So silly.
comes with incredible phone calls from people you admire. And then a fucking blowjob that was just impeccable. What was the question?
Do you fucking check,
I obsess?
Do you check the Twitter
I
timeline?
did check the timeline because I got home from the set.
Sure,
and
people were telling you,
people
right?
were like, "Are you going to take this? Are you going to?" And I was like, "What just happened?" And I'll tell you this. I got to the club. I was sitting on the stairs. I'm looking through my phone. I got some notes of some stuff that I want to do. Talking about my parents. Talking about stuff that's like, ugh. This. And I worked on myself. I'm past that stuff. So now I'm retreading from a healthy place and trying to talk about perspective. That's fucking hard. Right. Is it cool? I'm going to go next, Bobby. Yeah.
Is that what he said? That many yas?
Yeah. I had a fucking silly hat on, some weird mustache, Bobby. And so to get up there to do that, come home, and when I saw that, what I immediately realized was it wasn't about the set because I was into the set. I would tell you if I took a hot one. If I did, I'd be like, dude, it was DEF CON fucking shit.
So you
I
had
was
like
in the
good
zone.
moments and bad moments, and it was a set.
When